Yo, what's your criteria for calling a rain day? When it's raining? Nah. So, it's raining right now. It's picking up, dude. It's raining pretty good. 90% chance of rain all day here in Michigan where I'm at. I looked at the radar and the whole state is just covered in rain. And we're in the middle of a landscape project right now, and here's my criteria, and I want to know in the comments below what yours is, because so if it's 50% chance or lower, we go work anyways. Even if I see rain on the radar, we'll still go work, because chances are it'll just be a light drizzle and you can work through that and still make money and not lose all that productivity. In the spring, we know that rain is very costly. But this other reciprocal thing happens is where it's supposed to rain all day. 100% chance of rain I've seen. And you look at the radar, and I mean, for sure, it's going to be an all-day rainer. So you call it off. Then 9 a.m. rolls around, 10 a.m. rolls around, 11 a.m., noon. It's not raining. Now the sun's coming out, and you're like, what do we do? So usually you just go work anyways, right? And then you get out on the job site and it's like 1 p.m. and it just starts pouring. You know, it's like that constant thing. But what's funny is if I call off a landscaping project, we're not going to do it. It's going to rain. And then it doesn't rain. I'm sitting there like I'm stressed out a little bit because my integrity's on the line. Because you can't control the weather, but then your customers are, hey, I thought, well, why aren't they here today? What's supposed to rain? But then this funny thing happens, like 11 a.m. rolls around and then it just starts bombing rain, and you're like, oh, you're actually relieved now that it's raining because your integrity is more important. But the interesting thing is, last year in 2019 was a very rainy year. We had incredible rains all spring. If you remember that? It was pouring. It rained for like 3 weeks straight. It was crazy. There was a point after about a week of it, I said screw it and put on rain gear and just literally went and worked in the rain. I remember doing a whole landscape job in the pouring rain for 2 days straight. And I just didn't care anymore because I was like, screw this. So what's that point for you? Is that an automatic, no matter what, you're working anyways, rain or shine? Because if you mow lawns, you know that there's a lot of clients that would get really pissed off. I mean, you could put ruts in their property. It's a totally different ball game. When I did lawn care for 15 years, did I really do it? I started when I was 11. Yeah, that's crazy. So if we couldn't put a rider on it, we would use a walk behind. If we couldn't walk behind it and it was a small enough area, we would do it with the lawn boy, the push mower, right? And if we couldn't do with that, we bounced, right? Or we would cut around areas and leave a big square of a wet area and do the best that we could. But never by any means. It's basically like the rule is, at this huge company that I worked at, I learned a lot working for a massive company. The rule was, if you take a rider on that lawn and you start to cause one track, you have to back up immediately and put the rider away and go get the walk behind. If that causes one track and you stop, you got to get the push mower. If that causes a track, you can't cut it. Or you have to square off the area. But you're not allowed to go and weed whip a lawn, right? Now the interesting thing was, if you went and you made 2 tracks on that lawn, like you went and you kept going anyways, you tried to back up but you went somewhere else, or you made a track all the way through, then you were written up because now you were being negligent on the customer's property. And I can relate to that because I know of times when I used to cut grass. Oh, we could do it, no, and then you would just gun it and try to anybody here? I remember it rained so bad one year a long time ago. I went out and cut anyways all week. No, it wasn't me, because I knew better. This guy that worked for me when I was a foreman. I was a young foreman, and this dude that worked for me, I heard him yelling. I go in the backyard of this customer's property. He's on the, we used Wright standers, right? He's on the stander, but the stander has sunk all the way into the lawn, and the frame is sitting on the lawn, and he's going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, and the tires are spinning, covered in mud, and he's shooting mud up in the air behind him like pew, pew. And I go, what the hell are you doing? And he's got a cigarette in his mouth in the rain, and he's going, the hydraulics won't work. I don't know what's going on. The hydraulics won't work. I'm like, what the? Look down. Just look down. And he's like, oh, ha ha ha. I'm like, it's not funny. So there we are. We're sticking our feet, grabbing the frame and pulling this thing out. And now when you got mud all over the tires, it's not going anywhere and it's slipping and sliding. So we get it out, totally destroy the customer's lawn. That's why you don't go cut grass or landscape on a rain day if it's been very, very wet, and you got to put your foot down for maintaining the goodwill with your clients, right? And also, I tell customers, like, if we're dealing with any type of topsoil or anything, I'm like, it causes a muddy mess. You just gotta trust me. I'm not gonna track mud all over your property. It's disrespectful. It's just not gonna work. Go find something else to do maintenance, anything else. But anyways, it's raining pretty good now here. It was raining all night, and the radar shows it's soaked. So I'm doing paperwork. I'm working on my website, building out price transparency and packages on the website, which is kind of touchy with landscaping. So like, we'll do a landscape install starting at $6,000, and I'm literally putting that on the website. And then I'm putting whole property trim package starting at $997, and testing and experimenting with that, because what it is a negative qualifier. So I'm gonna make a video about that. I'm gonna do a screencast presentation on my laptop, and I'm gonna upload that here on YouTube, and then I'll walk through the website. We're gonna plug in a nice job so you can automatically get reviews. And what I like about it, this nice job, is there's a script you can plug into your website that'll populate all the positive reviews, so when customers go on your website, they can look at it. So I'm excited. It's raining. Now we can do all the stuff that you do when it rains. Yeah.